Vinny and the kids will be here in a bit, so I'll just tell them what my plan is for this year.
Klondike legend Tony Beets, once a farmer in the Netherlands, now stands at the top of a gold mining dynasty. At an age when most people would retire, Tony's primed to make big moves.
Hey guys, right now I think that this gold price is up to date. Now is the time to fix up.
Before I turn 65, I'm planning on making that my biggest season ever. Make some real money.
Oh, I'm never surprised by your plans anymore.
So, well, I say we just spent $5 million worth on equipment. We're going to come back here with 3 times more iron than the last winter. So I would see a big problem around 9,000 ounces. I think that there's well within our reach.
Don't count your chickens till they nest them.
Well, half of them are hatched already, so it'd be pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, piece of cake.
We're going to have to be on the run. We are definitely going to go flat out for a while.
Day should night drift?
Oh yeah, 24 hours a day.
Your hand, though?
Oh yeah. So let's just go out and let's go do it.
For nearly 40 years, Tony snatched up gold-rich ground in the Yukon. Now, with gold prices holding at historic highs, he's looking for a monster payday. To get his $16 million payout, Tony's reopening his Indian River operation, where he hopes to bank 5,000 ounces. 40 miles north, he's counting on his Paradise Hill claims to deliver the other 4,000 ounces of gold.
Right now in the Yukon, there's a lot of people looking for ground. At least we're fortunate that we have plenty of it.
But there's one massive problem.
We still don't have a water license in the Indian River. As long as we get it in the next 3-4 weeks, that's good. Just concentrate on the hill and run as much material as we can and get as much gold out of here as we can. Mike, Gabi. Yo, hey, get 6 trucks, get a 950 D11, have them follow you so nobody gets lost, and let's go to the Northern Country and we'll start stripping down there. Okay? Where we going? In order to get 9,000 ounces, and maybe you need more equipment and bigger. There are 3 rock trucks behind the excavator, 3 rock trucks behind the nose. Let's go.
Charged to push the first dirt of the season at Paradise Hill. A brand new massive 850 horsepower D11 dozer that can shift 45 yards of dirt in one push. And a 100-ton 950 excavator, the biggest in the Yukon.
Okay, back it up, Mike. Keep it going, Mike. Yeah. Okay.
Like it.
Yeah, let's go for it. Rock, you got me. Let's get it. Yeah. If we're gonna do 9,000 ounces, we better open up some ground.
Okay.
There's not gonna cut, let's be a good, quick cut with some decent pay on the knee.
Tony's first target on the hill, an 8-acre cut he discovered 30 years ago, filled with big gold nuggets.
We need to move a absolute crap ton of dirt this year. We're gonna reach Tony's goal. Gold is high right now, so strike while the iron is hot.
Take a push of the nice load of dirt, you know? I might have to get one more, huh?
When Tony discovered the prime piece of land, he didn't have big enough equipment to get down to the pay layer 80 feet below the surface. Even last year, it would have taken at least 3 weeks to get to pay. But with his new arsenal, Tony wants it done in just 5 days.
It definitely is nice to have the 950, 3.5 scoops to a rock track, and it's full.
They've been had the kids on the nose and in the excavator. I don't have to be here. With all these years working together, you kind of think together too, you know.
As the Beats race to transform the family's future, daughter Monica has the biggest role of all.
Now Monica's of course pregnant, so it'd be kind of nice to have a granddaughter. Minnie's all excited anyhow.
My father likes to pretend he's not excited, but he is very much excited. Tony can look so scary and intimidating. Well, just melt for dogs and kids.
3 generations mining for gold there, that'd be pretty cool. What I really like to do is get as much gold out of the ground, get as much money in my pocket as I can. I mean, that would be pretty nice for the future generation. Oh, I'm getting all mushy all right. You can always make more, but you only get one family.
That's a snow ice mix.
Yeah, you know, I'm happy to be back up here though. It's been brutally cold, but it's just finally starting to warm up.
In just 8 seasons in the Klondike, Parker Schnabel has gone from an 18-year-old mining prodigy to one of the region's top producers. After clocking record gold totals year after year, now the seasoned 26-year-old is at a crossroads.
I don't know where we're going to be mining this year, or just eating all the reserves faster than ever.
Last season, Parker mined a record $14 million in gold, but he chewed through so much ground, he's now running out. And the future of his operation is in jeopardy, forcing him into survival mode.
And with gold prices going up, it's a terrible time to be looking for ground. My landowners are in complete control right now. And that means doing a lot of hunting because all the good ground's tied up. And that makes me stressed out. I don't know. A good friend of mine, you know, he's been here before, Liam Ferguson. And Liam's in the area, so I might just see if he'll come over and talk to me a little bit about it.
Liam Ferguson drills for gold all over the Klondike and knows just about every landowner out there.
Yeah. How's it going? Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
How's your spring?
It's been going good so far.
Yeah.
Pretty busy. What's up?
We're just about done around our camp, and there's very few pieces of ground left.
Well, I drilled some ground for your neighbor last fall. That turned out pretty good. He was looking to lease it out.
And what's your opinion of it?
It's really good ground, yeah, but we got a very clear, defined channel. The holes ranged from mid-40s up to mid-60s.
The neighbor's ground sits a mile east of Parker's airstrip cut. Liam's drill results show a unique pay streak in an ancient riverbed. The tests show 5 times more gold than other claims on the Indian River. But it's covered in a layer of sticky black glacial overburden, 60 feet thick, deeper than any Yukon ground Parker's ever mined.
It's a lot of dirt to move.
Expensive to strip.
We haven't mined much ground like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can at least tell you that there was also real and that we're confident in what we found there. It's up to you to work out a deal that makes sense for you, I guess.
It's not going to be a particularly good deal because he is a gold miner and he knows what he's got.
Yeah.
Can you give me some resource insurance?
Case of beer, there's no gold in it.
Perfect.
Call it even.
It's a rare chance to mine such a gold-rich claim. And Parker's only hope of securing enough ground to keep his operation running.
I'm gonna go see if we can make something work with him. In this industry, as soon as you start getting desperate, people can, like, smell it on you. Alright? Very close to being desperate. He is, you know, not too interested in being involved in TV stuff. And I definitely won't get anywhere with him if you're with me. His tent's just up here, so I'm moving you out here. There's a car behind me, no big deal. I think that's your guy. Yeah. Look at that. Please.
On an urgent hunt for ground, Parker Schnabel returns from a meeting with a neighboring claim owner.
And right now, it's just that it's a seller's market. You know, price of gold's high. He's offered it to us, not really in the most favorable of terms. You know, I'm usually pretty open about drilling and mining and deals and whatnot, because I don't really care, but he doesn't want much details on TV, so.
Parker believes the 9-acre cut could hold 8,000 ounces of gold, a $14 million haul. But to mine the 60-foot deep cut, Parker will have to drop over $1 million just to get down to pay dirt and find out if the ground's as rich as everyone says.
You're willing to gamble and take big risks. We need to keep the company running. Everything else is just stupid details.
Sure.
100 miles east of the Indian River, Rick Ness begins his 4th year running his own mining operation after 2 rocky seasons.
I don't know what else to do right now. I mean, it's getting out of control.
Shut the pump off! Shut the pump off!
What I drag all these guys into. Shut it down. Going home. It's as simple as that.
Last year, he came back from the brink of disaster.
If we hadn't done this year, I don't know that there would have been another year. This represents you guys' bonuses.
Now, he's getting a jump on the season, arriving early to his Duncan Creek claim.
Big, strong, handsome dozer.
And he's bringing out the big guns.
I dropped $500,000 on the biggest dozer money can buy. This dozer is obnoxiously expensive. This thing can push 60 yards at a time. That's 3 of my 40-ton rock trucks at once.
The 200,000-pound, 900-horsepower Komatsu makes quick work of stripping the first section of Rick's creek cut.
Where we're starting this year. The gold was really good, and it's going to take us just an hour or two to strip.
You know, is the cost worth it? I think we're going to prove that it is. We're going to be able to strip so far ahead so fast, it's almost ridiculous. The bigger the better. This year's all going big. I'm going to double what I got last year. We're going for 2,000 ounces.
2,000 ounces, worth $3.6 million, would move Rick's operation to the next level and prove that his bold decision to get out of the Klondike was the right one.
You know, having a dozer, especially a dozer this size, is kind of one of the last pieces of the puzzle to put, you know, the entire package together, being a legitimate mine boss. It makes things pretty real.
This season, Rick has also invested in a $1 million 750 excavator. He needs all the horsepower he can get. After starting his operation with a team of hometown buddies, years of struggling to find gold have left him with just one, Chris Crusoe. as good as it feels to be back up here and doing our thing.
Way to go. For 6 months. It's never easy.
Got married to my fiance of 10 years, Michelle. Rick married Michelle and I in his backyard. And then we went to a baseball game that night. Pretty good day. And I hope everything, plays out the way we hope it's going to this year. It'll make it that much sweeter being gone from my wife for 6 months.
See it, I walked on us right where we left it.
Yeah, it didn't move itself.
No, and it's still half beaten to death. She's looking pretty sad. We're gonna have to get this thing running because, the name of the game, if there ain't gold coming in, it's money going out the door. It's not a good business model. Well, as usual, we've been plagued with problems. I mean, Carla's, she's focusing on other things, man. So she's not coming back this year. That's gonna suck. For my little buddy around here. So, Carl, he's going in for his surgery, and his health, his health's number one.
Without mechanic Carl Ross or Gold Room operator Carla Ann, Rick is a miner without a crew.
It's tough losing, integral parts of the crew, but we're gonna have to figure out a way to do it because we've got 2,000 ounces to get this year.
There's definitely no way I can fill both their shoes.
Other things is a problem. It's just.
And I will have some help for you, I think. So, you guys can hit the ground running.
Yeah, there's a ton to do. Let's go, man. On the road up to Duncan Creek, Rick's newest crew member heads towards a fresh start.
Here I am on my way back up here to the Yukon. I just knew it was time for a change. Whole new crew, whole new blood, and a whole new way of mining,
Mining veteran Brennan Ruo is jumping ship from Parker's Claim.
Last year was pretty brutal. Parker and I seem to not see eye to eye anymore. It's very draining and stressful. You're angry half the time. There's no way to work,
Brennan met Rick on Parker's Claim 6 years ago, when Rick was the foreman and Brennan a greenhorn operator.
Nice work today, boss. We did good.
Woo! 2 seasons ago, he was promoted to co-foreman himself.
I guess the big question is if you are game for that.
I'll definitely step up.
But after a series of run-ins with Parker,
Why Parker doesn't do this?
I don't care. You're in charge or you're not in charge?
he reached the end of his rope.
Over this whole man. Don't pack my leave right now. I don't give a what any of the and right there, I kind of knew. I was like, well, this I don't think is going to go any farther for me. This year, I just want to run some big gear, move some dirt, and go back to having a nice, fun summer like it used to be, and kill it and hopefully find a ton of gold. Ricky, come to see you. Yeah, been a few 50 years, eh?
Man, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, me too. Parker and I just seem to, for some reason, start butting heads a little bit more in the last few years, and it's just made it quite tough and draining at the end of the day. And
Yeah, well, I certainly know that feeling.
yeah, yeah.
So now we're reunited.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to get out there and get started, and then start learning some new ground here, man.
Yeah, buddy.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna throw my boots on. Why don't you go
Yeah.
throw your workouts on me down there?
Sounds good, bud. Thanks. Oh boy. How's it going, Mike? Pretty boy.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Nice to see you.
You look good.
Thanks.
Wow.
Been a big crew.
Right?
Yeah, huge. I'm excited personally to start getting some gold, so let's get after it, buddy.
I've been through some pretty complicated scenarios in the military where my life and my career was at jeopardy every single day. And reality is gold mining is the most difficult thing I've ever done. But I'm not a quitter. I've never quit anything in my life. If we could just find ground, I feel like we can succeed.
Special Forces veteran Fred Lewis is on a 1,500-mile journey determined to resurrect his gold mining dream.
I've tried to settle in with the civilian lifestyle, but 9-to-5 job is just not in my DNA. I packed up all my stuff, driving up to the Yukon. I need this freedom, I need the risk. My mission is to find ground. It's the only place I know where there is good gold in the ground for a fact. Because last season I would pretty much categorize as a complete failure. I had a window of opportunity, I took it.
In Oregon last year, Fred and his band of combat veterans mined just $12,000 worth of gold.
That puts our total at 6.39, which is honestly embarrassing.
Now, after striking out prospects in the lower 48, Fred's driving into the fiercest war for ground in decades, hanging his hopes on a meeting with his only contact in the Yukon.
Parker's the only one in this game I know that I can trust wholeheartedly, and he's the only one I know that will give me advice. Maybe he has somebody I can go talk to, maybe he has ground I don't know about. It's really the only option we have at this point. It's a Hail Mary, but I'd rather throw a Hail Mary than lose the game.
Fred Lewis has traveled to the Yukon in a desperate last attempt to find ground to mine this season.
Hello?
I'm in here. You want a coffee?
I'm good, thanks. So how's everything going here, man?
It's going good. We just signed a lease on a block of ground that is, average depth is like 55 feet of mud.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, so you just gotta go layer by layer on this, huh?
So that's a big project.
That is yuck. That leads me to something I was gonna ask you about, because the team, we put a lot into this off-season looking for ground, and it's just, there's nothing that was viable. So this is like my last hoorah to come up here to see if I can find something.
Right. And so you're just looking for ground right now.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to ask you for help, but I know you might.
Aren't we all looking for ground? It is a little conflicting for me because, like, there's a very finite number of ounces of gold in the ground. And at a certain point, everybody that's looking for ground is competition, right?
Now I'm like trying to ask for a favor, but we look for different things though. We don't need a big piece of property. I think property you would probably not even look at. So it's kind of where you might be able to point me in the right direction.
You don't have no problem finding ground.
But good ground.
That's the difficult part.
Right.
Very hard business, and it's a difficult community to break into. The Yukon will punch you in the face pretty hard if you're not careful.
What would you do if you were me? Honestly.
I was in your shoes and I met Tony Beats. I'd go talk to him.
Do you think that would be wise, just to show up and try and get his number and call him and see if he'll meet with me?
You could just show up with good info.
Yeah. Alright.
You know, if you're into it and you know what you're getting into, then more power to you.
Alright, man, I'll get out of here. I know you're busier than me, so that's pretty busy. But thanks, dude.
Oh, no worries. It's good to see you.
Appreciate it.
No worries. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, you know I will. I wasn't expecting much, but I was expecting a lot more than that. Definitely not comfortable right now with what Parker said. Does not lead me to believe this is going to be easy.
You don't have time to eat except for at lunch. You don't have time to, like, barely have enough time to drink water.
Now we're in kind of a rush mode. We're in a big push right now to expose the cuts, get them all ready to go. That'll allow myself and Tony to focus out on the Indian.
As the Beats family wait on a water license for their Indian River claims, it's all hands on deck to strip the nugget cut at Paradise Hill in record time.
Now, we're gonna hope everybody's gonna have to work extra hard to make sure that we get the 9,000 ounces.
Tony Beats for you. Go big or go home, right?
Balls to the walls all the time.
With Tony's new D11 dozer and 950 excavator, they've removed 80 feet of overburden in just 4 days, revealing a massive 40-foot wall of pay dirt.
We've hit gravel and hay in the back. Yippee-ki-yay.
Monica's school friend Ruby Mahoney pulls down the pay dirt to load it into rock trucks.
You know, like some kids crunch time, we have to get this dirt moved. Holy this stuff is solid. I'm just wasting time here. I cannot get through this. This is just not working. Tony, do you copy? Tony, do you copy?
Right.
This wall is completely solid.
We're in a standstill.
Can you please come and talk to me?
Take that, I'll be right back. Looks like there's no rock trucks running. Cost serious money. Can't have all the trucks and everybody sitting there and having a good time and not moving any dirt. That's not how it works. What do you got to read?
This wall is completely frozen.
It's too frozen, huh?
Yeah, she's solid.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll put that D11 in there and then we'll just lift it up.
To rip through the frozen section, Tony plans to take his brand new $2.7 million D11 dozer to the top of the pay dirt cliff. He'll then go right to the edge of the 40-foot drop and use the 10-ton river shaft to break up the frozen layer so the excavator can get to the pay dirt beneath.
The D11 has arrived.
Sometimes 5, sometimes 10 feet thick. Right now, this one is in my way.
Here, hurry up. Sink the ripper in. Pull the whole cliff down.
The sooner we get this lucid, the happier everybody else. Instead of spending money, you're going to be making some money. We have to force our way through something, and then that's just what you're going to have to do.
This way, this way, this way.
Tony maneuvers the 120-ton machine right to the very cusp of the 40-foot drop.
There, look. Out.
Ready to roll?
through the permafrost. Rudy removes the painter beneath.
I'll rip the knob out, get the rough nuts back in there, and get rid of this dirt. What happens when I do it myself?
Good ball.
Tony has painter ready to run a full month earlier than last year. A vital head start on his mammoth 9,000-ounce goal.
You think that kid will be as goofy as the mother? Huh? That's it. Good chicken, Kevin.
You wanna say that again?
No? Finally, almost to the clean.
Parker Schnadel's foreman, Mitch Blashley, arrives at Scribner Creek for a milestone season.
You know, I can't believe that this year is my 10th year of mining. You know, when I started this, I was just a young guy coming up here trying to figure it out, wanting to work on stuff, and you know, now I'm helping run Parker's mine site.
Mitch first came to the Klondike as a fresh-faced mechanic for Todd Hoffman with no gold mining experience. For the last 7 years, he's worked for Parker.
He's gonna be coming right through here to watch himself.
Rising up the ranks to become his most trusted wingman. But now, he's without his co-foreman, Brennan Rule.
He's my go-to guy. I mean, we're broken, you know, we do all this together, and we work so well with one another. Try and find another guy like that. It just doesn't come around that often. It is what it is, you know. I'm back here, just gonna have to try and make the best of it. Here we are. I see he's got a golf cart. What's happening? I was gonna like go for a ride with you and Matt. Hey, Ben, man.
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Good to see you.
Dude.
How are you doing?
Good.
I'm sure you heard about Brandon.
I talked to him a couple weeks ago there, said that he wasn't going to be here this year.
So I'm just pissed off that he didn't tell me until March. You know?
And we've been working hard to get this system running good. Trying to take a guy like that out of the mix.
It's a pisser, but that's alright, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. See what we can do. What's the game plan for the season?
We picked up a new block of ground. So Tuesday, we had our first meeting, and on Saturday we signed a deal.
Oh wow. How deep is it?
Average is about 50.
Well, it's got a lot of fun.
Just want to make sure we don't it up.
Well, I guess, yeah, we'll get settled in. You can show me your big project here and figure out a game plan.
For sure. I'm glad you're back. I hope you're glad to be here, because we have a lot of work to do.
If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here, right?
That's usually, whenever I say that, that usually means I don't want to be there, but I don't want to answer the question.
And, you know, we definitely need some new dirt here, but it sounds like it's pretty deep. So I'm pretty interested to go take a look at that, see what we got going on there, and just see what we're going to have to do to make this season work. And, you know, without Brennan here, it's definitely not going to be easy.
As the lone foreman, it's on Mitch to figure out how to tackle the new cut.
Good afternoon there, young man.
How's it going, Mitch?
Oh, not too bad. Well, I see you guys found this place.
Yeah.
Tyson Lee, last year's rookie plant boss, and gold room expert Chris Dubin joined Mitch at the new ground.
So what we got here is this section of ground through these claims here. This stuff, with the way that you're drilling, if the math is right, it might be 10 ounces an hour with just one wash line.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So we're talking like 8,000 ounces possibly then.
The only problem is 60 feet deep.
Oh, jeez.
I've been doing it for 10 years now up here, and we've never gone this deep. We're looking at 1 million square feet of mud. So we're going to have to mine this a lot differently than we've done anything else. We've never had to
tackle a project like this. So once we do get it opened up, we're going to gut shoot this thing right through here. We're going to take just the best, because when you're going 60 feet deep, you can't hit marginal ground. It's going to look like a crater. It's going to look like a Grand Canyon by the time we're done.
To get down to the pay layer, Parker's crew normally strips around 10 feet of overburden with dozers and excavators. Mitch will have to dig a narrow canyon to follow the course of the ancient riverbed and its deposits of gold. He'll open a small section first to find out if the ground is flush with gold. He wants to do it in just 30 days.
Mud Mountain?
That works, because like I say, you're going to have a mountain range by the time we're done. It's going to be tough. There's no part of this that's going to be easy. Not to mention that, we don't have Brendan here. We don't have, a lot of people that have a lot of experience with moving material like this. I mean, if we have issues with any of the machinery in this, we're going to end up a couple $100,000 into this cut real quick.
Let's hope it pays out.
I'm going to get back to the yard because we've got a ton of gear in the yard that needs work. This last thing we want is breaking down out here. All right, let's do it, boys.
To dig out the first section, Mitch taps rising crew member Tyson Lee.
How's everyone doing this morning?
Never been better.
That's good. Parker is saying that he wants this cut opened up by June 1st when we started it, so that gives us 30 days. Just be careful, the roads are slick, and we're just going to try and move as much mud as we can. Try and keep the trucks from getting stuck.
Drive safely fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Let's get to work.
Tyson and his crew are up against the toughest dirt-moving operation in Parker's mining history. When the melting snow mixes with the thawing fine glacial silt, it creates a toxic combination, a slippery surface riddled with quicksand-like holes.
We're going to have 3 excavators swinging, 5 rock trucks, 4 cats ripping and pushing day and night.
Short on crew, Parker pitches in.
It's definitely going to be a difficult block of ground to mine. It's some of the more deep ground that's on the Indian River. It does have some high royalty. For sure, it's going to be a challenge. I wouldn't be moving 60 feet of mud if I thought there wasn't a hell of a lot of gold down here.
It's only the second time I've been in a helicopter without a parachute jumping out.
If it happens, just flop your arms on the way down. They say it helps.
Greenhorn miner Fred Lewis is hitching a ride with Klondike legend Tony Beats in search of a claim to mine.
You see that whole area down there? That's all beat to that's the end mine. Everything is staked and open. And what isn't is probably not worthwhile having.
Last year, the Indian River produced over $30 million worth of gold. High gold prices now make leasing good ground almost impossible.
You come up here, you think there's so much hard to reach spots, but I've been seeing houses up in these little valleys where people have already come up.
They wandered around there 100 years ago. They didn't miss much of it.
Makes me wonder how much work's going to have to go into finding something that I can actually mine this season.
Well, you have to find somebody with ground that he wants to lease. It's not easy. Best thing you can do is go further out, away from here. No, if you look all the way over there, there's a guy that owns some ground called Phillips at Clay Creek. You should go and track him down. He might have something for you. All depends how much money you got there, right?
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I like a challenge, though.
Well, you're gonna have one. Lessons cost money. Good ones cost lots. It sounds like you had that one last year.
Yeah.
And what really only counts is what do you bring home at the end of the season in your pocket clean.
Right. But if you had a small group here, how would you hit it?
I think I would see a doctor first.
Yeah. Well, after the doctor.
After the doctor, it is a high-risk game, Fred. My advice is a lot of people are full of promises, but that doesn't mean it's going to be there.
Okay.
To see what that guy Paul Phillips has for you in Clay Creek, he'd be your best bet.
I definitely want to look at it. All right, well, I'll get out of your hair. Appreciate it, Tony.
Let the guy try. Give him a chance. Nothing wrong with giving a person a chance. But not everybody succeeds. Is he going to count it as a gold mine or all-time motel?
Trenton finally has a lead for a landowner who may lease it ground, but it's 45 miles east of the gold-rich Indian River.
I'm going to go and talk to Paul Phillips and see what he has to offer. You know, people may think that I don't know what I'm doing or that I'm over my head here. You know what? I am over my head. I went up against a lot of odds in my life. You know, just becoming a Green Beret, the attrition rate is over 90%. So at this point, I'm all into gold mining, and I don't see anything that's going to stop me.
Got it.
This thing's ready to go. It's turnkey.
At the stripped creek cut, Rick brings Cruzy and new crew member Brennan up to speed.
Well, we're going for 2,000 ounces this year, so we have to seriously up our game. I mean, the gold that we got out of this creek bed last year was good. It got us to our goal. That was where we found that 1.5 ounce nugget at the very end, so.
Oh, 130.
From what we left last year in the creek cut, I figured we got 600-700 ounces to get started for this work, and that's just money in the bank. That gets us the money we need to start stripping these deeper cuts. It's early in the season, but we really got to get moving. So the wash plant is where we left it last year. It's got to get moved over here. That distribution box we've been working on, we got to sign that thing on.
And we're ahead of the game from last year, so.
We are?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be Susan by the end of the day.
It's kind of a time crunch thing.
Let's keep it that way.
Short of time and manpower, Rick's skeleton crew must first attach the 1.5-ton distribution box to wash plant Rocky.
Why don't you guys wrap your nuggets around how we're going to get that thing in there?
To help out, Rick's tapped local heavy load truck driver Nathan Thornington.
How's it going?
Yeah, buddy.
I heard you guys needed help out here this season.
Oh, yeah.
Always good to see you.
Oh, buddy, you showed up just in time.